So students, we were discussing about the coralloid root and mycorrhiza. You can see this is the coralloid root, which is associated with cyanobacteria. This is the cyanobacterial zone present here, that is blue-green algae, and form Cycas root actually associated with this cyanobacteria and form the coralloid root, which help in the nitrogen fixation, right? See the mycorrhiza here, the pinus root associated with the fungi and form mycorrhiza, which help in the nitrogen fixation, right? So please remember these two structure, coralloid root and mycorrhiza. So we were discussing about the stems are branched in cycas or unbranched in cycas and branched in pinus or citrus. The leaves may be simple or compound. Leaves in gymnosperms are well adapted to withstand extremes of temperature, humidity and wind. In conifers you have already studied about the conifers. You people are aware with conifers. The needle-like leaves reduce the surface area, thick cuticle, and sunken stomata are found here for reducing the water loss. Right? Sunken stomata, these are present on the surface of leaves, inner side of the leaf, right? So the gymnosperms, which help in the reduction of, or which help in the prevention of extra loss of water, extra water loss. So the gymnosperms are heterosporous, produce haploid microspores and megaspores. Microspores means male spore and megaspore means female spore, right? Produced within the sporangium that are borne on sporophylls which are arranged spirally along an axis to form compact stabili or cones. You know the cone, you know the sporangium, right? So the stabili bearing microsporophylls and microsporangia are called microsporangiate or male stabili. Student, remember it, microspore means represents male part of the plant. When it's said that megasporangiate or megaspore, it means it represents the female part. So the development of pollen grains takes place within the microsporangia. The cone-bearing megasporophylls with ovules or megasporangia are called megasporangiate or female stabili. The male or female cones or stabili may be born on the same tree, Pinus, right, or in different trees in case of cycas. Remember it. In case of Pinus, it may be present male and female cones both are present in same plant, while in case of cycas, male and female part present in the different trees, right? So the megaspore mother cell is differentiated from one of the cells of the nucellus. The nucellus is protected by envelopes and the composite structure is called an ovule. Ovule structure you will study it in your next class. The megaspore mother cell divides meiotically to form four megaspores. One of the megaspore enclosed within the megasporangium develops into a multicellular female gametophyte that bears two or more archegonia. There is no independent free living archegonia, you know. Archegonia represent the female part, right? The female gametophyte have two or more archegonia. So there is no independent free living existence of male and female gametophyte as in bryophytes and pteridophytes. So they remain within the sporangia retained on the sporophytes. The pollen grain is released from the microsporangium and come in contact through air current with the opening of the ovules on megasporophylls, right? Megasporophylls. The pollen tube carrying the male gamete grows towards archegonia in the ovules and discharge their content near the mouth of the archegonia. You have heard about pollination, right? So this had started from the gymnosperm. I told you about the advancement characters are developing in the increasing order of the kingdom, right? So after fertilization, zygote develops into an embryo and the ovules into naked seeds. Examples are cycas, pinus, and ginkgo. So they have As usual process, whatever you have studied, fertilization takes place. After the fertilization zygote will form. Zygote develops into an embryo, and embryo develops into an embryo develops into a new plant, and ovules are into naked seeds, right? Now comes to the angiosperm. Angiosperms are the flowering plant. The pollen grains and ovules are developed in specialized structures called flowers. In case of gymnosperms, you cannot see the proper developed flower, but but in angiosperm, yes, in gymnosperm you cannot see the proper flower, but in case of angiosperm, there are specialized structure of flower takes place. So the seeds are enclosed in fruits. You can say like these are not naked seed. They have a coat bearing seed coat present there on the seed. The angiosperms are an exceptionally large group of plants occurring in wide range of habitats. The range in size from the smallest wolffia to tallest eucalyptus, right? So in angiosperm there are a wide ranges of there are a range of plants up in size and shape, etc. So they provide us with food, fodder, fuel, medicines, and other commercially important products. They are divided into two classes: the dicotyledons and monocotyledons. Dicot means they have a two cotyledon present like gram seed. Monocotyledons means single cotyledon present like in maize seed. Right? You have seen the zea maize or maize, right? So this is the life cycle of angiosperm. You can see this is simply a plant. Sporophyte is this ovary and stigma. This is anther. This is the female part. This is the male part. Here microsporangium. Microspore are present there. Microspore develop into the pollen grain, and these pollen grain comes to the contact of egg cell, and they will fertilize here, and zygote will form here, and zygote will form embryo, and embryo will develop into a new plant. So this is the simply life cycle of angiosperm. You can see megaspore mother cell is here. Megaspore mother cell means it will form or it will develop into a megaspore or female part, and microsporangium is here. Microsporangium form the microspore, that is male part, right? So the dicot are characterized by seeds having two cotyledon. I told you reticulate venation in leaf and tetramerous or pentamerous flowers, while the monocot are characterized by single cotyledon seed, parallel venation in leaves and trimerous flowers. Right. So the male sex organ in a flower is the stamen, you know, and female and for slender filament with an anther. Stamen is actually anther. Within the anther, the pollen mother cell divide by meiosis to produce microspore, which mature into pollen grains. You have seen the pollen grains. So the female sex organ in a flower is the pistil. Pistil consists of swollen ovary at its base and slender style, that is tube-like structure, that is called a style, and upper part of the tube-like structure stigma is present. The stigma inside the ovary ovules are present. Generally, each ovule has a megaspore mother cell that undergoes mitosis to form four haploid megaspore. Three of them degenerate and one divide to form the embryo sac. Right? Each embryo sac has a three-celled egg apparatus, one egg cell, and two synergids, three antipodal cells, and two polar nuclei. So these are the part of embryo sac. Right? So the polar nuclei eventually, listen student, haploid means it has a n number of chromosome, and diploid means they have a 2n number of chromosome. 2n is equal to 46, n is equal to 23 in case of human being, because in human being there are 23 pairs of chromosomes are present, right? So if we will talk about that haploid number of chromosome, so that is 23, and diploid means that is 46. It is in case of human beings, while in some other organism, in plants, there are a different number of chromosomes present. That's why